Everyone's talking about Emu this and Roger that, but nobody's talking about Blue-Green Sanji Zoro, which is really underrepresented right now in the East. Blue-Green Sanji Zoro is now taking advantage of the new film and Straw Hat Crew package that has just come out in OP13. You now have this Sanji that restands 2 Dawn, giving you an aggressive body to swing in for 7k, one that you can restand with your leader effect, which just restands a character every single turn by just bouncing a 2 cost of your own back to hand, and we use this with cards like the 3 cost VV that draws you 2 cards, so now I draw 2 cards, bounce it back, get an extra swing later. It does a lot of work. It becomes counter later, or if we need to refill our hand, we can then refill our hand using it, and then bounce it back to restand a different character. This deck is all about value, strength, Dawn recursion, basically just restanding our Dawn with new cards that came out in OP13, like the 4-drop Zoro as well, which just restands itself at the end of your turn, every single turn, so your opponent just can't get rid of it, and it restands 2 Dawn on play, giving you 2 additional Dawn to swing in aggressively. This deck is just based on value, and you get a lot of it in the deck, so I'm excited to show it to you today. Let's get straight into that deck profile. Look at this deck profile right here, a slash attribute searchable deck that is based on restanding Dawn on play, better than Cavendish. This deck is insane utility. I'm excited to share this one. This is a deck that means just so much to me. Obviously, Vegapunk is the deck channel exclusive. This is our deck here on the channel, but this deck holds a lot of love, near and dear to my heart, as one of the first decks I picked up when I started the One Piece card game with me and my best friend. So I'm excited to play this deck. Times when Dawn when attacking once per turn, you may rest or return one of your cost 2 or greater characters, then set up to one of your power 7,000 or lower characters as active. So we take these 7,000 power characters, and being able to restand them is very strong. So the Sanji on a 5 Dawn turn restands 2 Dawn, and then next turn we can attack for 7, leader effect, return a character, restand Sanji, and attack for another 7. That is base cost. So if we add extra Dawn, we cannot restand it. So if it's 8,000 power because we attach a Dawn, it is not restandable. But we can attach Dawn after it's restood to give you an idea of how the leader effect actually works. We use cards like this, we use cards like the Luffy, and we use cards like the Ace. We used to use the Smoker, which is a banish and restands 1 Dawn, but now there's just so much more value restanding more Dawn. It's just stronger to restand more Dawn at the current moment. Banish is great on an option, but I just like this so much more. So to give you the deeper, better dive, we're gonna go straight into the actual cards that are important. That Zoro restands 2 Dawn, and at the end of your turn sets itself as active. So we can attack, restand, attack, and then it restands itself. It's really, really a strong option. And getting the 2 Dawn back allows us to play strong options like 2 cost characters we can bounce back, like Koshiro, which is a blocker that saves our slash attribute characters from being KO'd, or Beji, which is a draw 1, trash 1. It just filters through the hand when we get a little bricked up, because we are running a good amount of bricks, including the new secret Luffy and the new secret Ace, which are 2 more strong options in the deck. The double attack Luffy says, on play, if your leader is multicolored, set 4 of your Dawn as active. Then you cannot play characters at the base cost of 5 or more during this turn, so we can still spit out 4 cost bodies or cheap blockers, or we can use it all aggressively with our leader. So if we play this on a 6 Dawn turn and say we already have a Zoro on the board, we can attach 2 Dawn to Zoro, attach 2 Dawn to the Zoro Sanji, and then swing 777 and play a 6 cost 7k with double attack on that same turn. Really strong option in the deck. We're also running the Rush Ace as a 2 of. The Ace is a little more limited because you have to have 3 or less life, but being a 4 life leader, we can reach that pretty often. On play, it also gives you Arrested Dawn, bounces one of your opponent's 5 cost, then they can replace it with a 4 cost or lower. So it's a little bit of utility there. The best part is actually the Rested Dawn going back to our leader and having Rush. So this can finish games because you can swing 7 with this, get the Dawn on your leader for free, so it's a 5 cost 7k with Rush, and then you can bounce a different character to restand this character to then swing in for unexpected lethal, giving you, instead of having a Rush option, which is a 7k, and an attack with your leader, which would be maybe a 7k as well, now we get a 7k, and then whatever additional Dawn we can put at the Ace at the end after it's already restood for its leader, for their leader effect, and then swing in for like 9k after, and so we can go 779 and just win the game. Your opponent just doesn't expect something like that, and this card's just really good. Another important card is going to be this Draco Mihawk. If you have 2 or less characters, play up to 1 cost 4 or lower Shigura Kingdom type or slash attribute type, which is the most important part, other than Draco Mihawk from your hand rested. So we play out 4 cost slash attribute. Well, what cards are these? This being a 2K is amazing. It's a utility option and a 2K to give you an idea of the best reasons why we play it, but you're also cheating on characters like the Zoro we talked about that will come out rested, but then restands itself and restands 2 Dawn. So Draco Mihawk is a 1 Dawn option in these situations. So we can go Mihawk, Zoro, blocker, and just really develop the board. Mihawk's also a great target to bounce back because we can either reuse it later or just use it as a 2K after we already attack. So we can swing 5 with the Mihawk with 1 Dawn attached, then swing in with Zoro, then swing in with Leader, bounce the Mihawk back to get a 2K, and then swing in with Zoro again. A lot of utility here. We can also cheat out this Zoro, which rests one of your opponent's 5 costs or lower on play if you have the Straw Hat Crew type, which we do. And then also, if we're not playing with the Mihawk, it has the ability to attack rested characters or attack characters on the turn it's played, which obviously they have to be rested, but we can rest a 4 cost and swing a 4 cost if they have 2 or more characters on their board. So if our opponent just plays 2 searchers and a 3 cost, we rest it and swing into it. I ain't mad about it. So this Zoro is another great option. I run it as a 2 of because it does work when you need it. It can also just be used to rest down a blocker to go for game at the end of a game when you really need to just get a blocker out the way. We have Cavendish here, which is another slash target that we can play out. It says when attacking once per turn, draw 2, trash 1. So if we can keep this on the board, we get value after value after value. 1 attack with this is already insane. It's a prime target for your opponent to want to remove, and so just having this card is amazing. I think this card is just so good, and I would 100% recommend playing it in your deck profile. Draw 2, trash 1, amazing. We're also running this Zoro, which is another option and a 2K utility option. As you can see, all of our 2Ks have so much utility here, it's amazing. Opponent's turn, if this card were to be rested, you may instead rest one of your other characters, and it's a blocker. So it's a 4/4 blocker with a slash attribute and a 2K counter on the side of it. This card does work. It's just so good in a deck like this. Giving us a searchable blocker and searchable 2K all in one is already amazing, and it plays anti-Zoro because we can rest a different character instead. We're also, to finalize our 2K counters, are running the Tashigi, which saves other green characters from being removed. I run this because we're mainly running a green focused deck. We have only 10 blue cards, and we're okay if Vivi gets KO'd. It does suck in situations, but I'd much rather be able to save these cards, but you can't, oh well. But we can save all of these options like the Carrot, which obviously freezes down to 7 cost or lower, and then all the cards we've already gone over in the deck. We have the Sanji here, which we talked about, which sets 2 Dawn as active. And then at the end of your turn, if your leader has a Film or Straw Hat Crew, which we are Straw Hat Crew, you set one of your Dawn as active to then set up for our Dead Man's Game if we need it for a counter event, or we can use Dead Man's Game just to rest 2 characters or 2 Dawn. We have the Beige, which is the draw 1, trash 1, the Koshiro, which is the blocker that saves slash, and then the Perona to search all these slash attribute characters. Even Vivi is a slash attribute character, so technically you can go Mihawk into Vivi, draw 2, put 2 buddies on the board, and replace the cards you just lost. So there's just so much with this deck, and I find a lot of utility in going forward in OP13. I think this deck's really underrated. Another option you could be playing is this Sabo. If one of your characters other than Sabo with an original cost of 7 or less would be removed from the board by your opponent's effect, you may instead return this character to hand. So it's like Tashigi, but costs 1 additional Dawn. I'm not against running this in the future because all of our characters are under 7 costs, so it saves our entire board. We're going to run the Tashigi today, but if Tashigi gets rested, it doesn't get value. But if we attack with Sabo, it does not have to rest itself like Tashigi does. Tashigi has to rest itself to save other characters, and if they remove Tashigi, Tashigi's just gone. Well, this is a higher cost option that really just helps any of our characters, every single character in the game. So we may be running this Sabo in the future, just keep that in mind. It's not searchable, but neither is the Tashigi. It's not slash attribute. Even though she's got a sword in her hand right there, it's still not slash attribute searchable. So it is what it is. We got the Sabo though. Maybe going to be teching this in instead of Tashigi in the future for a deck like this, but I need to know your thoughts on the deck list down below. As we get to these games on the sim, like, subscribe. We got so much content coming in September. I'm excited. I'm getting ready to run my own card show this weekend at the Winston-Salem-Baseball Stadium in North Carolina. So if you can show out, show out. If not, if you're not local, I understand. I'll be traveling for CollectCon Atlanta here September 14th, 13th, and 14th. So I'll be at CollectCon. I'll be at my show. I'll have more shows I'm hosting very soon. And I would just love to meet some of you guys. We got so much going on with the channel. I'm excited. We're almost at 3K. Like, we're inching towards 3K. We're at like 2,400 subs right now. Thank you so much for the support. Continue to like and subscribe. It really does push the algorithm to so many new people for them to meet the channel. And now let's get straight into some games. This is going to be an interesting first game because we're going against the Dodgers Luffy here. Green-purple Luffy from EBO2. Obviously, they have a lot of restand ability as well. Restanding Dawn. They may even be using a similar package to us. They choose to go first, so we're going second, so we'll be able to play Cavendish on curve, and they don't run much removal, and usually want to put Sanji putting on the board before then, so I think we're actually going to keep this hand. I'm not against keeping this at all. It gives us options for sure. We'll have to just see what happens. We're going to drop Cavendish, though, as soon as we're able to. And nothing to do early, so we're just going to pass it on over. Nothing to see here, nothing to do. Cavendish, though, into Cavendish is crazy. We may even drop Mihawk into Cavendish, return Mihawk, and then return Cavendish, and then swing 6, but I don't know if there's value in that against a leader that takes pretty aggressively, but maybe because we're a more aggressive deck, that's something we'd want to do, or maybe we just leave Cavendish rested just to leave it rested. I mean, it becomes a 6k body for our opponent to want to swing into, so it maybe stops them from playing so many bodies. Now they're going to Sanji putting -2 Dawn, restand 2 Dawn, get it on back, and then maybe they swing 9 into the Cavendish to really take off the aggression as we're only a 4-life leader, which we can always replace the Cavendish with another Cavendish, or play out this Monkey D. Luffy, restand 4 Dawn, and go from there, then play out VV, draw 2 cards. I mean, the cycle is crazy with this deck. I'm really excited to play it. They're going to grab a Zoro Zoro, look at the top 4, or top 5 searcher. They have the Nami here, which looks at the top 5. To grab the Zoro Zoro SP, beautiful SP. I run it in my green-purple deck. I also have the leader, so not to flex on you guys, but we will be doing a collection reveal here soon. I'm going to be working with my videographer for my card shows, making a awesome put-together collection video, as my collection is kind of crazy, Pokemon and One Piece, so I'm going to really detail the One Piece stuff, obviously, for you guys, but I will be showing off some of my favorite Pokemon cards that I have as well. If they swing 7, we're just going to take. I don't think it's worth countering out, and they don't have a way to really control our hand here. We do get the Zoro, which is actually potentially possibly better than the Cavendish. Ooh, I do really like that. Being able to restand itself is really good. So what we're going to do here is restand 2, have 1 extra. So we're just going to swing 5 into the green-purple, and watch this board. Watch what's about to happen to this board. Cavendish may be better here about all the situations we just talked about, how you can do this into that, into this, into that. But look what's about to happen here. It's about to be insane tempo all the way, because we're going to go Mihawk into Zoro, which is going to put us to 6 cards in hand, into Vivi to draw us 2 cards, putting 3 bodies on the board and having bounceable targets. So, boom, bam, we restand 2 Dawn, which is amazing. This is going to restand itself. Now we have 6 or less cards in hand. We draw 2 cards, we pass, and we restand the Zoro. They already took the 5k, so we got to put this many bodies on the board that can aggressively attack into our opponent. Now, their leader will be a 6k this turn, keep that in mind. So 6k is not great for swinging 7s, but we're going to burn a lot of 2ks, because green-purple Luffy, as we know, only runs about 8 to 12 2ks, usually on the lower end though. Normally, most green-purple decks run 8 2k counters or less, and I think that's really good for us. That is really good, because we're going to be burning every 2k we can. We also have the ability to go into this ace to have rush. We can develop a body like the Luffy, restanding multiple Dawn, so if we get 4 Dawn back on this 6 Dawn turn, we'll be able to go 6, 6, 7, so, oh, they don't even have the Sanji pudding. Oh, we're in such a good spot now. Now we're in an insane tempo position where we can really control the board, because now they're not going to Dawn -2, so we have a lot more chances at swinging our opponent aggressively, because we can go 5, 7, 6, 7, and that's going to do a lot of work. They grab a Gum Gum Giant here, which would be a Dawn -2. They're not going to use that this early. They may only swing 5 here. They may swing 6. If they swing 6, we will take. It looks like we are bricking our hand a lot, so we need to figure out how to get through what we're bricking. So that's going to be from playing one of these bigger characters. I would love to play the Cavendish to filter the hand, but it just doesn't seem like the option at the moment. That is an issue with the deck profile, as we do run about 14 bricks total, and that's just something we got to work with in the future. Having this Mihawk stay sideways is going to be really good for us. We're going to have the Vivi back in hand to have some more counter. I would love to find a 2k. I'd love them to swing 5 as well. Perfect, they're swinging 5. They go Nami. They need to look at the top 5 to find the Sanji pudding, or potentially a Luffy Taro to play into a Sanji pudding, or to play into this Sanji here, which some of these lists are now playing Sanji because it restands 2 Dawn. Then you Dawn -2, restand 2 Dawn, and you have 4 total Dawn, going into a 4 Dawn option. Maybe a 3-cost Frankie, put 1 Dawn on leader, swing 7. I'm just trying to read these decks as good as I can. They grab the Zoro to rest our characters. They're going to be able to rest our Zoro, it looks like, so we're going to let that happen. We're not going to worry about playing Zoro. We're not going to rest their Zoro. We're going straight face here. We need to go pure aggression. There's no other option. So we're going to tap 6, restand 4 Dawn. It's going to give us plenty of options in the deck. We're going to swing 5 into our opponent here. We're going to leave this Mihawk sideways because I would love for them to swing it. We're going to bounce this Vivi back, so we're going to swing 5, 7, 6, 7, bounce Vivi, and then we're going to keep this body and the Zoro on our side. So this is going to be crazy. We're going to start with the 7, because we do have to do things out of orders, of course, because we have to have a character to restand. We could always bounce the Mihawk to get a 2k in hand, but I think it's better value having the sideways taking up an extra attack. I think a good green-purple player is actually going to let that go. I think they're going to leave the Mihawk, because then we have to attach 2 Dawn, but that's just me personally and what I would do. I think I'd ignore the Mihawk, knowing that it's on the board, but hey, everyone's going to play different. We all have different options out here. We're going to add another VV to hand. We obviously already have VV, but again, I just want a pseudo blocker here, and that's under the assumption that they attack it. They may just completely ignore it. I think they're going to swing 6 into it, and then they're going to go 6 in a face. We'll give them 2 1Ks and really clear out our hand of some of the counter, but then we can drop double Cavendish next turn if we have to. Obviously, I don't love that idea. I'd rather go into Carrots or Sanjis, or we can go Sanji into Cavendish next turn, just totally an option. They're going to counter out with a 2K for this attack. They did give us a 0 cost event. They're down to 1 life. They are down to 1 life already. They want to get through the double attacks. They don't have removal for the Luffy here, so that's what I'm assuming, is because if we were to hit them with double attack next turn, they're already losing 2 life, so they might as well let that go. Zoro restands himself automatically. What do you got for me? Because we're going to go Sanji next turn, restand to Dawn, and then we're going to go into Cavendish, and then we're going to attack. Like a lot. Like as much as possible. So I think we're pretty good. They're going to rest our Zoro here. That's going to be another pseudo blocker we basically get on the board, which I'm totally okay with. So they will rest it and then be able to swing into it right away. If they swing 5, we will counter 1 here with one of the VVs to clear out our hand a little bit to get more value out of the VV in a moment. We may also go with the ace in the next turn, if depending on how they play, because it looks like they haven't found a Sanji pudding, which is always good. I don't think Sanji pudding changes this too much. It does make them into a 6K leader a little better. It looks like they're going to go 7 into Zoro, and I'm totally just going to let that go, because that's going to get rid of pseudo rush here, because we won't have, or if we have 2 or more, okay, so I guess they will have pseudo rush. That's okay. It is what it is. They may go 6, and then they may attack face. And if they attack face, I'm going to take that as well, because, I mean, obviously I'm not going to give them 3 1Ks to get out of a 7K, under the assumption that's how they attack. Honestly, we don't know. I'm assuming it's just a 5 here, because you might as well put this sideways 6. That's cool too. Let that go. Not worried about clearing that up. They only have 2 Dawn. Even if they Dawn -2 and then restand 2, they have 4 Dawn. It's not going to do anything to this Luffy. You could rest it, and then, but that doesn't do much. So they do Dawn -2 to restand 2, but now they're losing Dawn without gaining it back with the Sanji pudding. It's really good tempo plays for us, but it plays really well into these Luffys, you know, only being able to swing 7. So good on our opponent. Good for them. We may drop Carrot on this next turn. I don't know. Man, we have options, dude. I'm loving this deck. It feels so good to play. I think they may swing for 6. They may swing 7. They may swing 6 here. It really depends on how much counter they have in hand. But knowing that they could have Dead Man's Game as an option to counter out. They could also, we already know they have 1 Gum Gum Giant, but if they Gum Gum Giant, dude, they're going down so much. So, hey, it looks like they just want to swing 8 in the face and really aggro us down. So we're expecting that they're going to play the Rush Luffy here sometime soon. So what we're going to do is actually 7 into the board, and I think we're going to clear out an option, you know, clear out 1 body on the board first, and then we can restand the character pretty easily here. So we're going to go with the Sanji next. That's going to be 5, restand 2, so then we have 5 Dawn after that. I don't think we're even going to worry about restanding our characters then, because Carrot's pretty good here to freeze down the Zoro, pause a little more aggression, and then stop that Rush Luffy on the next turn. And then we can go, I think, just into Koshiro, just to have a blocker on the board as well. So we just swing 6 in a face here. We're not even going to restand anything. We're okay with this being sideways. It's a 7K. So we're just going to get 1 card out of hand, but it's really going to help us develop this board as we don't have a ton of counter. We were talking about the Sanji, and then we get the 5 back to go Carrot, but I think having the blocker is a little more important than the counter. We finally got a 2K here with the Zoro. We have a blocker. They could Dead Man's Game, but that's kind of okay with us. Boom. Pass. We should be okay. We locked down their big body, or their 6K body, and we didn't force out any Dawn out of them, which is alright as well. They need a Sanji pudding sometime soon, so if that's what they're going to do, that's going to be 5 of their 8 Dawn. They're going to have 3 left, return 2, up to 6, so then they can swing 6-7, which is not great for clearing out this Luffy, and if they swing 7 into face, we just block and then counter the 6. So we're totally okay with anything they do here. Like, I'm seeing steps ahead with this deck, and it feels so good to have those moments where I'm like, I know what you're going to do. This is your best option. And if you don't do this, you're just cooked. And it feels like they're cooked right now. So sorry if you don't like me yapping this much while we play, because we play live. I don't sit here and like rewatch games. This is literally everything I'm doing at the moment I do it. And I like everything we're doing. I'm just going to be honest. So I like what's happening here. We can always restand this Carrot and double attack with it to freeze 2 characters if need be. So if we don't worry about the double attack, because obviously double attack doesn't do anything when they're on 1 life, we can always just double Carrot if they play that rush option. So they tap 5 for the Sanji, draw 1, Dawn -2, 6, play 6 for rush, go 6, and then 7, block, counter, and we're golden. We are golden, Pony Boy. We're feeling good about it. but our opponent's still learning the game, so just know that's why they're playing a little slow. Me, I know this deck pretty well. Even though these are brand new cards for me, I know exactly what to do for the most part. I'm not saying I'm playing it perfectly, because there's obviously issues like I mentioned about having all these bricks in hand and playing into cards like Dead Man's Game right now. Looks like they're going to Luffy Taro into the Sanji Pudding. Good for our opponent. They'll Dawn -1, then they'll have to Dawn -2. Oh, they're going into Zoro Shuro. Does this deck even play Sanji Pudding, man? This is crazy. They grab a Monkey D. Luffy, the Rush Luffy here, so we do know that's something they're going to be putting on the board sometime soon. So we need to watch out. They're just going to swing 6. We will counter that. I guess they're not going to Dawn minus this turn because they want enough Dawn for next turn. They are going to Dawn minus. Then they're going to restand 2 and then attach it to the leader and swing 8. They're not worried about us finishing off the game. They should swing face every time here. If you swing this, I just give you a 2k. Oh, 9. Oh, because they're +1. I think I'm just going to counter out of this as well, though, while I can, because I'd rather keep the blocker, but that plays into Dead Man's Game. But that gives me an option to bounce back and replay, so I think I am going to counter this. We could have played the Zoro maybe for safety. We kind of played to where we have to finish the game here. Oh, they just quit. Couldn't even see what was in their hand, man. I'm going to have to pause the frames if I can. I think they knew we were just going to go in, because I was going to go 7, 7. They left no Dawn active. I know they have the brick, so hey, good game to the green-purple. It does suck that they did not find Sanji Pudding, but if you don't, you need to figure out how to play through that, because I have had those games where I just don't find one, and I still somehow win. So they had a chance, but they didn't. Good game. Obviously, if we're playing in this, we need to be able to beat this deck right here. This deck is really freaking good. We're actually going to... I don't hate it. I don't love it. I think we're going to mulligan there. I don't love it enough. We'll pass early. We will go into the VV. They don't have much removal, so I'm not worried about Tashigi. She's just going to be a good 2k we can have in hand. This is actually a worse hand, so if it makes you feel better, I feel worse. They don't have the ramp on 2. I think they can buggy on 2. Ramp 1 rested, then go into 5, but I could be wrong. They do have the Odin, so they're going to go into 3 Dawn on the next turn, probably playing Ina or Rashi, because they have to attach 1 Dawn to their leader and swing in for 6. 2Ks are really important in this matchup to stop their aggression, because obviously they're a really aggressive deck, and this is not the greatest pool for a very aggressive deck. We're going to have a body on the board, so I'm okay with that. 5 at your face. They usually take, maybe not, because we're an aggressive deck. Maybe they counter 1k. We'll have to see. Maybe. If you don't know, this is the talk of the town. A 7k leader, right now they're a 5k, because of their leader effect. If they have 9 or less Dawn cards, give this leader -2000 power. Well, they take. That's good for us. We're going to go VV, draw 2, and pass. We draw into another VV and a Zoro. So we can Zoro on the next turn, and then restand some Dawn, go from there, and then we'll be able to play the Ace on the turn after, because we will probably take this. It looks like a 7k in the face. They played on the Buggy, which is a 2k, and gets them a Dawn back, so we're going to have the ability to do the Ace now. So we'll start Zoro, and then Zoro, restand 2, so we'll have 3, and then we'll Koshiro, and then so we're going to be able to swing 6, because we don't need an extra Dawn active at the end of the turn, so we'll just swing 6 into the leader. May get a 2k, maybe they just take, which I'm actually fine either way. We'll be able to play the Zoro and the Koshiro to put a blocker on the board. Getting bodies down, maybe going Carrot wouldn't have been horrible, but we don't get much on play value, only when attacking. If they did have some kind of removal, it's a little worse. They counter with 1k. All right, I'm liking it. We'll restand 2 Dawn, we'll Koshiro, and pass. So we got Vivi, we got Koshiro, we got bodies to bounce, we got things to do, we got free Dawn back with the Ace here. So we could technically go 6, 6, triple 6 there. Not going too much into devil numbers out here, but it is what it is. They're going to swing in for 6 themselves, and we will 2k out of this. I don't think I really want to take a 6 at this point, so get out of it with the Tashigi. We'll have Rush. Rush is pretty good. We may just go 5, 6. Oh yeah, we're gonna go 5, 7. Oh dude, I can't do math. Watch this. Watch this. We're gonna tap out for 6. We're gonna play this down. We're gonna bounce the VV. Oh dude. Okay, just watch. I'll shut up. I will shut up, and I will just let you watch, because we're about to go 7, 7, 7. I said 6, 6, 6, so we're doing this, this, this. I wasn't even thinking about Rush, man. This Ace is so freaking good. It might be better than the Luffy. This card legitimately might be better to play than Luffy. A Rush option when you have 3 or less life, and we usually always have 3 or less life if we're good players. We'll give a Rested Dawn. We could bounce the 5 cost here. but then they have the chance to ramp a Dawn. I guess no matter what, they're going to 10 Dawn, so it doesn't really matter. We'll bounce the Odin, so they don't have a blocker. They can play a 4 cost now, but if they choose not to, that's cool with me. If they do choose to play something and they ramp Arrested Dawn, no matter what, they're going into 9 Dawn. They choose to play nothing. See, that tells you we're in a really good spot, because now we get to go 7, 7, 7, and we're going to take a lot of attacks into our opponent's face. Boom, 7, bounce VV, restand Ace. We're going to go a 7 again, and we have a blocker on the board. Oh my Lanta, we are cooking. We are cooking right now. We have another rush option. They're going to tap 1, get out of it for a 3k. They're down to 1 life. They become a 7k leader now, though. So they have 9 Dawn, 7k leader. They could technically play Rayleigh. Rayleigh would be really good here for our opponent because it would rest our Koshiro, and then they attack here. They attack Rayleigh into Ace. Well, they probably attack leader into Ace to get a 2k, which we do. We do have a 2k. Ooh. Whew. Maybe we need to run in a Red Rock. Maybe we need a Red Rock in here for this matchup. We have the Ace, though, for Rush, so I'm happy about that, so we can get some cards out of their hand. They do run a lot of bricks in this deck. They go with a Newgate. Newgate because our restand ability loses a lot of value, so we'll just block out of this. We're going to keep the Ace alive, not too worried about it, so we're going to go more for developing board, potentially. Sanji's not horrible. That would be 5, restand 2, that'd give us 6, and then we can go 9 into face. I'd only get 1 card out of hand. I don't love that. How can we go 4 on Ace and go 11 into 9 and get 2 cards out of hand? Because I really like putting on the pressure here. 5, restand 2. Then we can go into Koshiro. Okay, I like this. This might be the move, because the restand loses value when they're a 9k. So we're going to go 11 into face here. We'll still have 5 Dawn. We can restand 2 and then go into Koshiro, if we need to. I mean, probably that's just what we do. If they take, I mean, obviously they just take. That's cool with me. And then we can go a little more all out. We get 3 1Ks out of their hand, and then we're just going to develop the board, exactly as we said. So restand 2, and then we're going to play the Koshiro. It's easily KO'd by the Newgate, but it forces out 2 Dawn. So they have to play under a 8 cost character, or they can play an 8 cost or under character, and I like that. So if they want to force out this blocker, that's the way they have to do it. We'll pass, we'll restand, and then restand a Dawn. So we have a Dawn active, and now our VV's online. So when we draw 1 card to our hand, we'll be able to play this and then draw 2 cards because we'll have 6 or less cards. Oh, yeah, 5 or less. Okay, so right now we do. If we counter anything, we'll be in a good spot. We're cooking. We are cooking up. We'll give them a 1K. They'll put 2 Dawn here. They'll swing 12 into it, pop the blocker. That's cool with me. I really want to force those 2 Dawn onto this Newgate. It gets value. Right now, it gets good value. And you're sitting there, your mouth is watering. You're like, oh, I need this. I need to do this right now. So I'm going off the assumption they have 1 2K in hand, which is really good for us. We have a rush option. They can't become a bigger leader if they want to use this to remove it. If they don't, we just block, and we get out of that big attack for free. And that's even better. That's good value for us. So I'm cool with it. I'm cool with it. I'm a pretty chill guy, let me tell you. Carrot, not doing much in this match. She is discard fodder, counter fodder, up and out of here. Out, gone, get out, bad puppy. You know what I mean? 10, we will block a 10, and then we'll counter the 9. If they swing in, okay, I was about to say, if they swing in with the Dawn, we might be cooked, but they do not. So they gave us triple 1Ks. They're showing us 1 Dawn active. I'm not against just doing the same thing almost. Like, again, we're not getting much value. They're getting a big board, but as long as we're staying alive, that's all that matters. So we're going to swing another 11. They're going to tap 1 Dawn and get out of the attack for free. That's basically what they're going to do here. Then we are going to... We could Ace. I don't think Ace is really the move right now. I think that's going to be more of a finisher. Do I really need to put anything on the board? 2K, 1K, 1K. Split between these 3 characters. They might have game. But I don't really have a way out either way. So, what's stopping me from doing 13? I don't think we lose. I mean, like, I really don't. We have 2K, 1K, 1K. They have to hit us 4 times. So they have to play a Rush Rayleigh. That's a 10K attacker. 8 drop 10K, 8 drop 9K. That's 8 Dawn. They'll have 2 Dawn left. So they go 8, 9, 10, 10. And we get out of that. Then if they play the Rayleigh, they don't play a blocker. So we just go 10 on leader, swing in. And 10 on 7 should get us there, even if they can counter this. the math just works in our favor. So they're trying to find the best way to counter this. Our pure aggression, I think, was just a little too much. The new gates are good, but it just didn't work. I think they should have gotten the value out of the attack and then played a smaller body. They also didn't find much of their pieces. They just lost. Like, legitimately, why didn't they go Roger? They could have gone 2 Dawn on the new gate, swung 12 into 7, popping the blocker, play out the Roger, become a 9k leader. So even if we did get out of it, they swing 9 after. Like, that might have been better, get us down 1 life and then get out of that, but this deck just bricks, as you can see, and people are still learning how to play these decks. So, altogether, we kind of whooped them. I think we have a good match into Roger just because we're that aggressive. Let me know your thoughts on this matchup down below. Alright, third and final game for this video, and we're playing into everybody's least favorite deck in the format. Yeah. Yeah. I like this because we can go Mihawk into Zoro, but then they'll be on, what, 5 Dawn. They could maybe get rid of the Zoro at that point. I don't love it. I don't hate it. We'll see what happens. We'll see what we can cook up in this match. I don't know this matchup very well yet. This is still one that I'm learning. They're playing the Empty Throne here, so they do have the better stage for this match. They're going to go Charlia, then they're going to find a card. So that we grabbed the 4K event, they grab the 5 Elders, they discard the Mars, and then they trash the Charlia to draw another card. We do have the double attacker, which I think is going to be very good. We're going to swing 5 into face here. The Emu should counter this, in my opinion, because we are a very aggro deck. They choose not to, which is totally okay with us. We're going to cheat this out and then cheat out the Zoro just because it's a 5k. I would love to have cheated something else out, but it just doesn't work. And then we're going to pass. We may lose the Zoro in this, if they want to just swing big into Zoro. It might disappear. It might disappear, you know what I mean? As they say, it should have never existed. And if they swing 9 into it, it never existed. That card was not even a real card. I don't even know that we played that card this game, you know? Just kind of didn't work. We're going to restand 2 Dawn here. We're going to swing 5, and then we're going to swing 6. Simple, small pokes. We're not going to bounce anything. We actually may bounce this. But then if they go Mars, they clear our whole board. But if they attack, they're going to clear the whole board anyways. So we might as well just bounce it, choose no target, swing in for 6, get a 2k back to hand. We'll be able to restand 1 Dawn, and then we'll be able to go with the Rush Ace possibly next turn. Because if they do attack us, we can take. They do go with the Mars to remove the body off the board. So let's think about this. 6, 9 cards in trash. This can't be removed. 6 in a face. Are we going to go with the Luffy? They can't remove 6 costs very well. That would restand a bunch of Dawn, and then we go into the Zoro. So we are going to counter out of this with the Mihawk because they know we have the Mihawk. The Shigi would be nice to get on the board. I think 5, restand 2, 5, 7, or 6, 7. I think the 6, 7 is just better because it restands 4. So that's only costing us 2. Then we have 5. Oh god, we were developing a huge board here because we go 6, 1, 2, 3, 4. We go 5. Oh, you can't play characters that big. So then we go 4. So we just swing in for 6. I forgot. I forgore. I guess we swing 7 then. I'm not worried about resting, and I don't need a blocker right now. So I think we just swing in for 7 and then play out to Shigi. So that's good. That's good value. I like getting the Shigi on the board so they can't move our other characters as we continue this on. It's also a target to bounce. So if we need to bounce something, we're not really finding bounceable cards at the moment. So maybe the Sanji would have been better. I wish this said you can't play a 6 cost. Because imagine restanding 4 Dawn and then playing a 6 cost. It'd be pretty good. They play out the Rush Nojuro. We are going to... I think we're just going to take this. Because what are they going to do? 10? It's like, okay, do your worst. If you swing 10, it's cool. We will... 4 additional Dawn. They're going to leader effect here to play out a character. No, they already did the stage effect. Okay, so we're cool with that. We're going to discard the Zoro. Yep. So we're going to play... I think we're just going to play Rush Ace. Get arrested Dawn to our leader. And then we choose not to bounce anything. We're going to swing in for 7 at face. We need to get rid of Nojuro here, Ethan. We got to get rid of Ethan here. I think we're just going straight face. I think we're just going to ignore Ethan, actually. Because we can always revert back. So we can go double attack twice, which they have to counter. So we won't force out the ace. We'll restand the Luffy first, and then go from there. This is going to give us a draw one, trash one as well. Dang, they go down. They go down. They win all the way down. So we don't even have to worry about that. We can just swing 7. And then we are going to Beige. They tap 1 Dawn, which is good. Then we'll draw one, trash one, and then we'll go... I think we're going to go 7 more. Bounce the Beige. We could bounce that to Shigi here, but then they could have removal. Because we're going 7-7, right? So that's probably one card in the blocker. So I think we bounce Beige, because we're kind of losing the board no matter what it feels like. No, we'll bounce to Shigi. And then we'll restand Ace. It doesn't really matter. It does not really matter. They tap 1, and then we swing 7 more, they just block. I'm assuming they just block. Nope, they counter again. So we have them down to 0 life, which is really good. We have counter. We have a blocker. I think that was the best, because they can pop the blocker with Mars here, but then they have to discard another card, right? So that's okay with me. They just hit the 10 Dons. They're going into their 10 Don turn. They're going to double Najjuro here. That's going to be really annoying. So they're going to be able to swing 7 into 5. I think we just let that go, but then they're going to be doing another 7 later. I think we just let this go. I think we let the 7 go, and then we counter out of the next attack, so Najjuro's a little smaller. The issue is the double blocker they're going to have, because they're going to be able to draw a card as well. So they trash the Najjuro, draw a card. They're going 5 in a face here, which we will actually take to have more counter. Then they're going to go 5 more in a face. We'll counter 1. I don't think Carrot's going to do much. Because they're not going to have the 19 cards. Now they Elder Stars, trash it. Yep, play out all the big boys. You got it. Double blocker is really annoying. And they're trying to look for the Searcher. It's somewhere in there. Oh, no, they didn't even have it. They drop another 5 Elder Stars. They pop the Beige. They do have double blocker, though. We need another Rush. That's annoying. That is annoying. Double blocker does suck. Let's tap 1, look at the top 5, see what we can find. I'm not mad about VB. 1, 2, 3, 4. Draw 2. Blocker. I think we just swing 7. I don't even think we could have bounced the VV, I guess. They get to draw a card, and I think we just pass. So we have a blocker on the board. They have a bunch of 7Ks, though, man. This match is so annoying. They can be at 0 life and just, they don't die. They did drop a 5 Elder Stars, though. They grab the 1 cost events. They have a 3K. KO's a 6 cost base character, but they have to tap 6 Dawn. So if they want to remove the 6 cost character, maybe that's what they do, because they're hiding behind the blocker, and we can't remove the blocker. We need a Dead Man's Game. We should have grabbed the Dead Man's Game. Bro, why did I not just grab the Dead Man's Game with the Perona Searcher? And then rest the 2 blockers and swing all out. Bruh. What am I doing? Oh my god. Why is that not what I just did? We're gonna 2K out. 7. Sure, I'll take. 7. I'll take, because I have to find an option to go for game now. 7. I would just block. They don't have a blocker. They draw 1 card. They rest 3 Dawn. They play the 5 Elders. Dude, legitimately, if I just grab the Dead Man's Game there, I just win the game, bro. What am I doing? You ever make a mistake and then you look back and you're like, fuck. What? Why's he complaining? He didn't leave the 1 extra Dawn. Whoops. Whoops. 15. Bounce this. They had so much counter too. Even if I rested, okay, I don't feel as bad now. If I tapped out 4 Dawn and rested their 2 blockers, I would have lost. So even with that, the game's not over. I mean, like, they would only have 2 cards in hand though right now, and maybe that was from the searching. No, because the 5 Elders is already there. Yeah, I guess. Actually, I think I would have just lost either way. I mean, they would have had me where we're at now. Then they would have had the 5 Elders on the board. Now, they would still have 2 more attacks because they wouldn't have blocked out of that 1 attack. So then I would 2K, 1K. I think I still lose, even if I would have done it. Okay, I don't feel as bad now, but hey, that was Blue-Green Sanji Zoro. I had so much fun doing this video today. As you can tell, I'm a big fan of this deck. I yapped a whole lot today, so if you enjoyed, make sure to like and subscribe. Maybe tell me if I yapped too much. See you in the next one. Peace.